very close to getting through to another week. Can you describe the emotions for you after that?
Yeah, we're heartbroken, I guess. That's how we're feeling. We feel like, we fought really hard to continue on. We felt like we were, you believe in that you're going to keep going right through until, right at the end there. So it's, it's devastating to finish, because we felt like we found our team the longer this season went. We've been fighting for a couple of years. I felt like we've held on to a really good spirit, but I felt like we found our heart the longer the season went. And it's just disappointing not to. Really proud, but also believe that, it's disappointing to finish in week 2.
How did they regroup when you went 10-0 down? How did you get back into this one?
Yeah, just, that's what we've been doing. We've been getting better the longer the game goes. We've been fighting right to the end. And there's been a belief in the way that we can defend for the most part, and then find our tries at different times. And, I would have liked it to be, obviously, was it 16, 18 points in the end? If we could have obviously kept it to 2 tries, that would have been ideal. And and we could have created a few more moments. It took us a while to get going in this game, which is why it was 10-0. But I also felt like the bench guys came on and had a huge impact in Terrell, Fletch and Angus, that changed the momentum of the game for us.
Trent, just on those guys, there's been so much made of players missing externally, but the likes of Sam and Smith to make the break and then have the courage to throw that long ball.
Yeah.
To really put you back in the game. Like, how proud are you of those guys? We haven't heard of much this year to stand up on the biggest stage. Yeah,
I mean, that was Brandon was playing really. He was sort of trying to create momentum in that second half, and he was giving it his all. And then Sandon came on, and again, to have the confidence to go after that. Even a month ago, he was probably just drifting left and looking for Nat or Luke in those moments where he took it on, and then he came out and threw that long ball. And those guys that have debuted this year and come through and in their first year or 2 of playing have given us energy and have really stood up in critical times. And that bodes well for the future. But the present ain't pretty at the moment for us. So
Trent, there were some pretty significant decisions in that game. One involving Harry Grant in the lead up to their second try, I think it was. Did you ever, I saw you in the box reacting to that decision. Did you have a view on it now?
Oh, it was pretty clear that it was. I mean, it's pretty clear it was dropped. He was right there. It hit the ground. What can you do? It was an error, and then they went down the other end and scored. But we should have also stopped that. But that would have been a try-scoring opportunity to us. 10 metres out from the line, and in finals games, they're always critical.
Teddy, what was the officials on the field saying to you, because you were asking about that moment?
Yeah, he just said he called it as he saw it. I was 30 metres away. I could see he dropped it. I think he was right there. So it's hard when you can't really have a conversation on the run when you're at the back, and you can't really stop playing and run up. So he just said that's how he saw it. But I think it was pretty obvious. I think everyone saw it. It was a knock on. But
The audio, he apologised to you. Is that right? So that came across in the audio.
Yeah, I can't really remember, to be honest. I remember I just approached him about it. I don't know if he apologised or not, but
after the try, he did.
Yeah, I think he knew he didn't get that right, but what can you do?
It doesn't. It's the main thing now, does it?
Yeah, I mean, moments are key for all of us. We saw that in that game. Key moments are critical for both sides and the referees. You got to nail them.
Does that add to the frustration? Like, you've been training as a team, and every team has, to get to this moment, this stage, and then that can change again.
To be honest, not being really clear, we don't expect 50-50s. It's not the way that it has gone statistically in the competition. We don't expect them, right? So I'm not. This is, yeah, I'm not complaining. That's not a big issue for us. We should have went down and defended the play at the end of that. They shouldn't have scored off the back of that from a penalty 10 metres off their own line. We should have been better than that. And yeah, we should have finished the game and won the game. That's the feeling that sits there. It's not sort of a call here or there. That's not going to be the case.
With Joey Manu, was there any sort of conservative approach to him to, conserve him for next week, or he just couldn't have played?
No, he wouldn't have. No, he hasn't been able to sprint, so he wouldn't have. He would have been pushing it for next week.
Teddy, you've been so proud of the team, so I know any loss hurts, but when you were almost there, it hurt so much more.
Oh yeah, I spoke to the boys. I'm very proud of our efforts when no one really gave us a chance and everyone wrote us off, and we were getting better and better every week, and we're one minute away from making to the third week of the semi. So it's a tough feeling. We feel like we were so close, and if we got to next week again, we'd maybe get better again. But it's that's finals footy. Yeah, just those big moments. That's all it comes down to. And yeah, as I said, for who are missing, and the young boys who have come in have gotten better and better, as Robbo said. It puts us in good stead for the future of our club and for next coming years with those guys getting a lot of experience and playing some good footy this year. But it's we've got to wait till next year. I guess we'll have a few drinks to enjoy each other's company. There's a few boys leaving as well, so it's a tough feeling because I feel like we're so close, and who knows what could have happened next week. But yeah, for where we were positioned and what everyone was saying about us, I'm proud of this team.
Just on that, Teddy just said where you guys were. For the last couple of weeks, you've been saying that people have already written the post-mortems of the Roosters season. Now sitting here, your season is done. Are those people now rewriting what they wrote 7 months ago?
No, they just got their maths wrong. That's all. We weren't good enough, it's okay. Some of the opinions were harsh this year, I felt like, but we weren't good enough. We weren't happy with where we were at. We didn't play well enough at different points to start the season, in the middle of the season. We should have been better. That doesn't, for me, it's nice to pump up the end and try and cover that over. But it's not true. If we want to be the best we can possibly be, we've got to be honest about the way that we started the season. And then, people, they've just got to be careful at writing us off too soon, because we are a good club. We do have star players, but we've got a really good soul about us as well, and we will keep coming and we will keep fighting, and we'll play a really tough brand of footy at the same time. So, we should have been better. People were writing things quite early about how we were and why we were the way that we were, but we knew we weren't at the level, senior players and coaches, and we talked about that, and we just went, come on, let's go, keep going, keep working at it. And I love how we stuck together. And so that was the rewards that we saw with the back end of the season, and almost another week.
Can I ask either of you, do you give them a chance in Melbourne against Penrith as well? Yeah, and they probably should, but do you give them hope?
Yeah, give everyone a hope. That's the funny's a footy's a funny thing. If you if you play tough enough and you do the little things well enough, anybody can do a job. They're playing a great opponent, obviously the best opponent over the last few years, and they're clinical and they're well drilled, and they're a very, very good team. But everyone's beatable. Thanks.
With the finals around the corner, NRL on 9 has you covered.
From match highlights, press conferences, don't forget, Freddie and the 8.
Of course.
NRL on 9 has you covered for everything. One-stop shop.
Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a moment.